Blue Lock, the anime where 300 of Japan's top mentally ill, edgy, and god complex high schoolers like this guy are put into an asylum to create the best striker in the world. The sports anime that rejects the power of friendship and says yes to being greedy and egotistical in a team sport. Today I'm going to be analyzing the most valuable player in every match that has happened in the anime as of season 1. With that being said, let's get into the video. As the kickoff match of the Blue Lock project, the purpose of this game and the entire selection was to turn 0 into 1. This represents a striker scoring a goal with the use of their own weapon. Basically, with just one striker scoring a goal, a team can make their tactics around that player and score even more goals. This game literally started out on some free-for-all Avengers Civil War type shit. Everyone was playing to score goals alone, abandoning the fact that they had teammates. With all the players simultaneously fighting for the ball, the solitary player who broke out of the mob of strikers was none other than Mr. God Complex himself, King Baro. This breakthrough allowed him to score a goal and have his team leading 1-0. With just that one play from Baro, his entire team began to center the plays around him. Team Z was still playing Battle Royale among themselves while Team X had finally begun working together. This allowed them to dominate the game with a 5-1 victory. The MVP of this game without a doubt goes to Baro.
Whenever I'm out on the field, I'm the king.
Second game of the first selection was a lot more structured than the last. Teams and tactics had actually been formed between both teams. The player that Team Z saw as a major threat before the match was the garbage, irrelevant striker Okawa. Throughout the match, Team Z players were all being rejected by Team Y. Another thing to take note of is that Team Y was not playing offensively at all. Well, at least for now. Nico suddenly kicked the ball to a moving Okawa, who was able to score a one-on-one goal against the keeper. The game continued on with Team Y killing time with useless passes and blocking every goal-scoring opportunity that Team Z had. Time continued to tick by until Isagi finally used his brain and realized that the player who was really the biggest threat on the field was not Okawa, but instead Mr. Hentai protagonist Iki Nico. With Nico being Isagi's new target, Isagi was able to read the game a lot better. The game had become some mind game. They were literally on some L and light Death Note type shit. For the majority of the game, the MVP would have gone to Nico, the figurative shadow striker and brain of Team Y. However, for the last minutes of the match, Isagi's thinking had surpassed Nico's. In the last play of the match, all of Team Y made a super counter-attack where all players rushed towards the goal. In the final play of the counter-attack, Nico is in front of the goal with Okawa to his side. Instead of scoring like a true egoist, Nico passes to Okawa. This gets intercepted by Isagi, who read this entire play from the beginning, and Team Z was able to counter-attack. In the last couple seconds of the match, Isagi scores his first goal in Blue Lock, and I believe no one else deserves MVP more than he did. I mean, his goal literally had my boy Nico on his knees crying. The game started out with Kuon scoring a sudden hat-trick for Team Z. I'm sure we were all wondering the same thing when this happened. How did Kuon, a pretty fodder striker, become the new Erling Haaland in one game? However, after those 3 goals, Kuon began to absolutely throw the game. Bro literally became the living embodiment of Arsenal. The score had gone from 3-0 to 3-3, just because of Kuon misplays. This is when Isagi got a premonition that Kuon was betraying Team Z, and obviously he was right. The reveal had come to pass and now Team Z were playing a 12 vs 10 game. Also, Team W scored another goal, making the score 4-3. This is when we get the heartwarming femboy Shigeri scene where he sees his old self in Isagi. From the time that scene came on, we all knew bro was gonna be the most valuable player of this match. He finally breaks off his chain, which symbolizes him letting go of his worry of Rinji, and proceeds to speed blitz the entire of Team W. He scored a last minute goal drawing the game and allowed for Team Z the opportunity to still pass the first selection if they beat Team V. This match was the make or break match for Team Z. Any result other than a win would have meant Team Z being disqualified from Blue Lock. It was going to be pretty tough for Team Z to pull through in this match considering they were up against the strongest team in the building and were also one player down. The game commenced with Team Z intercepting a Team V attack, then going on a counter-attack. Bachira then passes the ball to Gagamaru, who hits the post. So far, things seem great for Team Z. Well, that is until Ryo tries the exact same counter-attack, passing the ball to Nagi. Nagi traps the ball, leaving the entire field and us readers bewildered, and scores a goal. Team V goal scoring does not stop there. Nagi the GOAT pulls off another goal by hitting a mind-blowing bicycle kick, and Zantetsu scores another, making it 3-0. At this point in the game, Team V had the entirety of Team Z at a loss for hope. They even had Igarashi praying to Buddha for some miracle. As I was saying, all hope was lost except for one person. We all know who that one person is, and in my eyes, he was the most valuable player. This person was able to single-handedly break through Team V's entire defense and score a goal worthy of a Puskas award. This person is no other than Bachira. Bachira's play was the most crucial in the entire game in my opinion. His play changed the entire direction of the game. It allowed for Team Z to regain their hope of winning, and with that, they scored 2 more goals to equalize. The entire atmosphere of the game had switched. Team Z now had the 3 relevant players on Team V on lockdown, allowing them to have an edge over Team V. This angers Rio so much that he even fouled Raichi for talking smack to him. Raichi was literally speaking facts though, can't even lie. Rio's anger causes Nagi to awaken and move on his own for the first time. Nagi, with the help of Zantetsu, scores another amazing goal, making the score 4-3. Team Z soon scores another goal, which equalizes the score again. Team V is on the attack once again, and this time with an awakened Nagi. Zantetsu passes the ball to Nagi, who uses his trapping skills to get through Team Z's defense. Now it's a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and all hope seems lost. That's until Kuwan fouls Nagi, getting himself a red card but also stopping the goal from happening. Team Z still has another chance. We all have to give credit where credit is due. Without Kuwan's foul, Team Z would have most likely been all working 9-to-5s at McDonald's. With 1 minute left, Ryo's free kick shot is saved, Zansetsu and Nagi's rebound shots are also blocked, then Team Z goes on the attack for the last play. The ball is finally passed to Isagi, who is being pursued by an awakened Nagi. Isagi shoots the ball with his newfound direct shot, scoring and winning Team Z the game. A lot of you guys may think that Isagi was the MVP of this match, but there's one other player who was more consistent than Isagi this entire match. I did say that Bachira was the MVP of this game in my eyes, but if we go based on all the events in this match, the one player that haunted Team Z's any hope of winning, as well as scoring a hat-trick, was Nagi Seishiro. Not even gonna lie, when I first saw Nagi play, I thought there was no way that Team Z would win. No explanation needed for this, the most dominant and absolute MVP of this game was Itoshi Rin. From the very beginning of the game, Rin had the game in the palm of his hands. Bro literally scored a goal from the halfway line and a corner kick with his super accurate finish shot. The game ended shortly with Rin scoring a hat-trick and winning 5-2. This game was another make or break for Team Isagi, more so for Isagi than Nagi. If they were to lose this game, Isagi would have been the likely one to be eliminated from Blue Lock. With that being said, the opponents in this match were King Baro and Naruhaya, his former teammate. The match between 2 geniuses and 2 average Joes. The match kicks off with Nagi being intercepted by Baro in an attempted dribble and a goal is scored. Nagi fights back with his goal that equalizes the game. Nagi continues on to score another goal, and likewise Baro. The goal scoring between Nagi and Baro goes back and forth until the score gets to 4-4. In the meantime, the average Joes, aside from assisting some goals, were pretty useless as strikers. This was when the puzzle started showing up and we knew she was about to go down. Isagi had found the missing piece to his puzzle. That missing piece was using people's blind spot in off-the-ball movements, which was also Naruhaya's weapon. With his new addition to his arsenal, he was able to get behind Baro and score a game-winning goal. Although Isagi did have the best development in this entire game, the MVP of this game could not go to him. The 2 players who could be worthy of the MVP status for this game were without a doubt Baro and Nagi. They were both able to score 4 goals for their team and were definitely the highlights of the team. It was pretty hard to choose between the 2 on who should get the most valuable player, but I'm gonna have to go with Nagi on this one. For the majority of the game, Naruhaya was noticeably more useful than Isagi. He was able to help Baro out a lot more than Isagi was able to help Nagi out because of his off-the-ball movements. Not calling Isagi useless, but before his awakening, any other player with decent passing could have passed to Nagi and he would have used his creativity to score. This is why I believe Nagi was the MVP over Baro. I also kinda feel bad for Naruhaya because Isagi robbed his weapon, smoked his pack, and took his entire dream from him. Kinda like that one guy, if you know what I mean. With Baro being recruited onto Team Isagi, they went on to challenge Ryo, Kunigami, and Shigiri. The match kicks off with Baro going into attack then being shut down by Kunigami and Ryo. Team Ryo counterattacks with Ryo at the heart, mainly utilizing Shigiri's speed, and scores a goal. Another goal was scored by Kunigami due to Baro's reluctance to pass. Nagi scores another one of his Nagi-type goals, making the score 2-1 to Team Ryo. Team Rio continues to score another goal. It's 3-1 to Team Rio, and guess what makes a return? It's no other than the trademark Isagi puzzles. Isagi finally found a solution to the losing situation, and that was using King Barou as bait to score his own goals. And so he did. From this day on, Isagi began to be known over the entire Blue Lock community for insulting anyone who looks down on him with the most vile slurs. Another goal was scored by Nagi with an assist from Isagi using Barou as bait once more. The match continues with Shigiri scoring a goal, making the score 4-3. The game resumes at kickoff once more and Barou tries to go for a half-line shot, and obviously he fails. Kunigami gets the rebound and tries to pass to Ryo, but Isagi is there to intercept. Ryo's slide tackle kicks the ball before Isagi reaches it, and Barou gets a rebound in a free spot near his shooting zone. However, Shigiri rushes behind him, causing Barou to absolutely fumble in front of the goal, and pass to Isagi, who equalizes. After his goal, Isagi reminds him how useless and a waste of sperm he is by expressing every possible slur known to man. The last kickoff of the game begins. Ryo tries to make a pass to Shigiri, but Nagi intercepts and Barou gets the rebound. Isagi calls Barou another slur and the counter-attack begins. Instead of passing, Barou runs his own route towards the opponent's goal, even using Isagi as a barrier. With this, an awakened King Barou takes his rightful place back as king and scores the winning goal. Who was the MVP of this game though? With his ability to control the field with his spatial awareness and his improved off-the-ball movement, Isagi, this game's MVP, was able to play even without Barou. This game was in the palm of his hands from the moment he figured out how to use Barou as bait. Finally, we have the most important, hyped, and stacked match of the entire second selection. Barou and Isagi's new anti-combo allowed him to steal the ball at the start of the game. Team Isagi counterattacks by Isagi passing to Nagi, who is obstructed by Rin. Nagi passes to Shigiri, who speeds past Aryu and Tokimitsu and scores a goal. In no time, the ice had been broken. We kick off again, and we fast forward to where Rin is put in an offensive 1v1 against Nagi, who he feints. Shigiri comes in to support and he also sends him flying the other direction. Isagi tries to foul, but Rin predicts that and scores an equalizing goal. We're literally just soloed the whole of Team Isagi by himself. Game resumes with Shigiri with the ball. Shigiri passes the ball to Isagi, who uses the other striker's blind spot to get a free spot. However, Rin uses his Mangekyo Sharingan and intercepts the play. He passes to Bachira, who does a crazy long pass that only Aryu could reach with his jump. Aryu scores a goal, allowing Team Rin to lead. Match resumes and Nagi begins to cook. We fast forward to where Isagi passes to Nagi, who is being pressured by Rin. Nagi gets his get back on Rin with a two-stage fake volley, allowing him to score. This made Nagi the first person to ever beat Rin in the entire show. It is now kickoff and Rin begins to play more seriously after getting pieced up against Nagi. Rin starts a play centered around him as he charges forward. Rin does 1-2 passes with his teammates as he moves towards the goal. In order to do so, he utilizes all their weapons to make his play possible. Rin gets into his shooting zone, which Nagi and Isagi are there to block. With no other option, Rin passes to Bachira, who scores a goal. At this point, we know where I'm gonna go with this. The MVP of this game, without a doubt, goes to Rin. Play begins again, and Rin starts to pressure immediately. Shigiri passes to Nagi, who passes to Isagi, but guess who's there to stop him? Yes, Rin is right there. This plan Isagi had made had all gone to waste because Rin was all controlling the game in the palm of his hand. Well, that's what we thought. There was one player not even Rin could predict, and that was Barou. Barou steals the ball from Rin and Isagi and hits a banger goal. Game goes back into action with Rin and Bachira passing between each other. Bachira loses possession and Barou takes the opportunity to counterattack. But once again, Rin predicted the play and dissolved the attack. Bachira begins to get the epiphany that Rin and Isagi don't care about him, even though he sees them as the only player that he loves to play with. Moving on, Rin begins a 1-2 passing play utilizing Tokimitsu's insane physicality, and the only way Team Isagi stops it is by fouling. Rin takes a free kick and to no one's surprise, he scores a banger, making the score 4-3. Bachira's identity crisis continues as well as the match. Also, the great almighty puzzle pieces make their return. Isagi makes a pass to Shigiri and everyone begins running to the penalty zone in anticipation of a cross. Isagi uses this moment to get into Rin's blind spot, and when Shigiri notices, he passes to it. Isagi sees a clear goal scoring opportunity, but Rin pulls up on the scene to try to intervene. Isagi, however, for the first time outplays Rin, scoring a goal with a backheel shot to equalize. We move on to Bachira having possession of the ball. At the moment, he was having the climax of his split personality identity crisis and was tackled by Shigiri. Nagi hits him with the reality check, telling him that he is fodder and he won't be chosen if they win. With that being said, Bachira starts cooking. We fast forward to Isagi being in his shooting range, taking the shot, but Rin yet again denies the goal. The ball goes in rebound and no other than Bachira gets it. Bachira for the first time fights off his demons and proceeds to turn into prime Messi, dribbling the entire field. It's now a 1v1 with the keeper and Bachira takes his shot. But this time, Isagi finally obtains his Mangekyo Sharingan and blocks the shot. The ball is in rebound and the player that the ball yields to is the one and only Itoshi Rin. Rin takes this opportunity in the most light-skinned way possible and scores the game-winning goal.
Sin City was
Finally, the last game of the season, the World 5 match. Game begins with Bachira dribbling past Rainbow Freckle Boy, running down the wing, then making a pass to Rin. Rin steals this opportunity and scores a goal. The score is now 1-0 and things look great for Team Rin for now. Kickoff begins and Mbappe decides that he finally wants that 10k for scoring a goal. He then proceeds to speed blitz the entirety of Team Rin, equalizing the score. The fun didn't stop here for the World 5 as they continued to dominate the game 5-1. They destroyed them so badly that they had my boy Rin looking like Nico after he lost to Team Z. The MVP was hands down Loki, well, because he was the only one capable of scoring without the use of any teammates. Alright, that's gonna be it for today. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 of this video which includes matches after season 1, so make sure you like and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment on what you'd like me to talk about in the future.